Alright, what's going on, guys? There is a lot going on recently in relation to both Elden Ring DLC and Armored Core 6. It appears like leak season is in full swing, and when it comes to FromSoftware games, it is very good to get that kind of information. But we've got quite a bit to break down today, and a lot that's going to be building off of recent videos, taking things that have been leaked in the past few weeks, and both adding context to them and building off of those. So we are going to be doing a little bit of recap in this video, but it does paint the full picture of what I think is turning out to be some very good news for Elden Ring DLC that y'all will definitely want to know about. So as we get into that today, let me tell you about two things. Number one, we're getting super close to 100k subscribers here on the channel, so if you would like to stay up to date on all things Elden Ring, Armored Core, and FromSoftware, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help the channel reach that major milestone. And number two, I recently published my own sci-fi thriller novel, so if you would like to support the work done here on the channel and get yourself a good book in the process, then I'll have a link to check that out down in the description below. But now let's get into the big leaks. We begin with even more inside information coming out about the release date of Armored Core 6. Now you guys will definitely remember that it's been a big topic recently, with several different sources claiming that they know the release date of Armored Core 6 or at least a release window, but now it seems like we might have a specific date. Yesterday it was reported by Insider Gaming that sources on the inside have revealed to them that Armored Core 6 is going to be releasing in August of this year, specifically August 25th, and they do not provide any further elaboration about that. So what about this date, August 25th? Let's talk about it. To me, it makes a whole lot of sense. August 25th does fall on a Friday, which of course is the day of the week FromSoftware likes to release their games on, but that really could just be an educated guess. However, Insider Gaming is not a source that would have said that without any information. So here's the picture if it is true. That puts us exactly 4 months away from the release, and as it stands right now, we've seen next to nothing about this game aside from the trailer we got at the Game Awards. 4 months is not a very long marketing cycle, so unless FromSoftware is planning to release gameplay almost tomorrow, which we'll talk about more in a minute, then they're cutting it pretty close. Now of course FromSoftware is a company with a lot of stopping power, so they don't really need to go out of their way to do lucrative marketing in order to make sales. However, Armored Core is a different animal than their Souls franchise was, and all of the new fans that they picked up off the back of Elden Ring are gonna need some convincing in order to give this game a try. I ran a poll yesterday asking you guys if you're currently hyped for Armored Core 6, and the majority of you said that you need to see gameplay before you get excited. Now the reason that's interesting is because my audience isn't just random gamers. You guys are FromSoftware's target audience. So for the people that are excited for FromSoftware's next game being the minority, then I think that does speak volumes to the fact that Armored Core 6 is going to need some marketing help. But they very well could pull it off in 4 months if it starts very soon, which is likely going to be the case as we talked about in the last video, with the very credible Chinese leaker saying that we're going to be getting an Armored Core 6 showcase on Friday. Now there has been no official word from FromSoftware to confirm this yet, but of course that could change at any moment. Now I am inclined to believe this August 25th date because it does line up with all the other Armored Core leaks that we've covered so far. We had the other release date leak a few months ago that said Armored Core 6 was currently scheduled to be released in September or October along that window, but it did not provide a specific date, and August 25th does technically fall around that spot. And we also had the game getting rated in Korea perfectly on track for this date. So even in the event that this leak turns out to be false, we should still be expecting a release date within that time frame. And it's not like these leaks are coming out of nowhere. These are all very credible sources, all tending to agree with each other. So what it looks like to me is that they're all receiving some very similar information, likely from the same source. So as it stands right now, I think the chances of these leaks being true are far greater than them being false. But let me know what you guys think about this August 25th date down in the comments below. But now let's shift gears for a minute and talk about Elden Ring DLC. Surprisingly, we had some official information come out today. If you've been keeping up with the channel, you may remember from a few videos ago where we talked about this LinkedIn post from a FromSoftware employee, where they were detailing their work history in the company. And at the bottom, they listed an unannounced project that had been in development since January 2022, where they had the role of producer. Now, we really had no idea what this was. There was a lot of speculation going around, but we had nothing to actively point in a direction of what to base that on. But now we know what it is. This listing has just been updated to clarify that that unannounced project was in fact Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. And this is actually a big deal, because what this means is that Elden Ring's DLC has been in development for at least a year and a couple months, and that is some fantastic news. A lot of people were very concerned with the wording used in the announcement for the DLC that stated that Shadow of the Erdtree was, quote, now in development, which could mean a lot of things, but a lot of people took that to mean it was just then starting development, which could insinuate insinuate a release date being very far off, so we can put those fears to bed. Now, what's really interesting about this, and what I think is the best part of it, is that a year for a DLC at FromSoftware is a long time. The DLCs for their past games dropped only a couple months after the game's initial release. So while we technically don't have the official information of how long those DLCs took to develop, it would not be a stretch at all to assume that this is probably going to be the biggest DLC we've ever gotten. And we can add even more development time onto that if we take the information provided by the leaks that we've covered. Again, as we've mentioned, the initial release date leak for Armored Core 6 specified that the plan was to release Elden Ring DLC sometime after Armored Core's release. And if Armored Core is releasing in August, then we could definitely see Elden Ring DLC this winter, putting it at close to 2 years of development. Now, of course, in the case that all of these leaks were wrong, and the DLC straight up drops tomorrow, then again we could assume we're going to be looking at something at least the size of the Ring City. Now, if you think I'm exaggerating there, according to Miyazaki himself, the entire game of Dark Souls 3 only had about a 3-year development cycle, and that was being developed in conjunction with other projects. So again, it's not a stretch to assume that Elden Ring DLC is going to be absolutely huge. So with all of these leaks going on and more coming out by the day, we have potentially 2 big pictures in front of us. The first assumes that the leaks are correct, and if they are and we see Armored Core 6 gameplay this Friday, then that makes me very hopeful of an Elden Ring DLC trailer at Summer Games Fest. Yes, technically that would create a bit of a conflict of interest between Armored Core and Elden Ring DLC, but again, they are under the same umbrella, and the money's going to the same place. If the leaks are incorrect though, and we don't hear anything about Armored Core 6 anytime soon, then I think Elden Ring DLC isn't going to be coming until 2024, because as it stands, Armored Core is the only one that has officially been revealed to be coming this year, and unless the DLC is dropping very soon, which I highly doubt, then it's definitely going to be coming after Armored Core. But like I said, I think the leaks check out. Anyways though guys, I wanted to go ahead and get this information out to y'all. Seems like a new leak is coming out every day, so the quicker I can communicate this information, the better. However, the absolute fastest way you can stay up to date on all things Elden Ring and FromSoftware is by following me over on Twitter, @ZyleStorm1, which I will have linked down in the description below. But I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts. What do you think about this? Do you think the leaks are accurate? And how do you feel about knowing that Elden Ring DLC has been in development for over a year? Also, do you think the leaks agree with each other, or do you think this is all just a bunch of guessing? I'm curious to see what y'all think. Either way though, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here. I'll be staying on top of all of this and talking about it with you guys over in the Discord. But with all that, I will catch you in the next one.